Ibra needs a big break, but also a good break, at least to split the balls very well, but most importantly, pot a ball which is not the white ball here. The split is fine. A red ball is open. The table is open. The red balls are clearly better positioned than the yellows. Ibra has a chance to pull another back. Can't believe that given the abilities of both of these players, have not been exactly potting as many green apples than you would have fancied. Apples have been there in number actually so far 10, but green apples are standing still at 1 apiece. Once again, a green apple is where a player breaks and finishes, like Ibra. If he finishes this game in his current visit of the table, it is a green apple, where the opponent doesn't get a chance at all to play in the frame. A red apple is where a game that is broken by the opponent is finished by the incoming player in one visit of the table. It is a culture that was given birth to in South Africa. I understand Johannesburg, where a player who broke and finished was given an actual green apple to eat, and the name of the victory of the same frame was adopted from that green apple, and then red apple respectively. The name has now been adopted all over the world. Thank you, South Africa, for giving us that one. A section of fans are yearning for these two guys to put aside their differences as rivals and then team up in doubles pool, playing against the South African pair of Aiden and Jerry. And wouldn't that be nice? It is something I've been getting from the reactions of some of you guys to these videos. Having a chance for a second green apple of the match, which will be 6th apple overall. And by the way, most of the games that Ibra has been winning have been apples, only that most of them have been red ones. Yes, going for a second green one, which would be, like I said before, a 7th overall, needing maybe to roll that red ball to the corner pocket on the problem that it has that angle, which if misguided will report the white ball to the center pocket later on. Well, that is nice recovery, at least nice, because instead of rolling the ball, because of the risk factor of the white ball, he decided to play it backwards in a hard shot. He now has yellow ball, has red ball for the center pocket. White ball is played just enough. And this is Ibra going for green upon number 2 of himself in the tournament, but also upon number 7 overall, up against the black. Yes, he gets it. Green apple. Ibrahim Ssejemba 10, this is a Chandiga 12. A third dry break by Caesar compared to 5 dry breaks in the match by Ibra, and yet the actual scores are a difference of 2. And given that for most of the dry breaks Ibra has been having, Caesar has been making a single visit clearance, you would simply assert that the difference between the players in the match is only and only the break. Thank you for watching. James Baiga, hoping and rooting for an Ibra victory. Thank you for watching. Robert Onekalit, hoping and praying for a Caesar victory so that you can make noise on the social platforms tomorrow morning, maybe for the whole week. The guy doesn't know how to control himself when things are not going so well for Caesar. Thank you for watching. Zach Idiro must be watching from Roxbury in Chiwanga. Just hoping for an Ibra win. Taking the win if Ibra wins, and allowing Ibra to take the money like he always does. This is Ibra coming within one of Caesar, something which, if he does, as it will most likely seem, will make this match even more interesting than it has been at any point in this match. Umpire Henry Juko comes even closer to inspect, to make sure that whatever Ibra does is done within the rules. Remember, it is the third session of the match. Umpires are officiating session by session. 30 seconds Ibra has before he plays his next shot. He doesn't need all that time. I'm not so sure that he will be so happy with his white ball. Maybe the warning of the umpire that 30 seconds are left did have him play under a little bit more pressure than he would have fancied. White ball moving a bigger distance than he would have wanted. Wow, well. I think that will do. If he can have a sharp slice of the black ball to the corner pocket, which looks very unlikely, maybe close to impossible. From the camera angle, it looks impossible. Looking at the table itself, it looks very unlikely but possible. I'm not so sure which kind of shot Ibra is going for. Well, it is a miss. A very unfortunate miss. A very risk that could gift this frame to Caesar. It is now just 5 yellows to go. A series of yellow balls, he will finish again and again and again any day. Even if it were in a money match of this magnitude when the player is trying to mount a comeback on him. With pretty much no effort taken and yet certainty of the outcome of Ibra's miss of the black ball, especially when Caesar is in action. There he goes. That fight he has gotten is for the one and only would-be bad yellow ball on the table. Not only does the white ball help him pot it, it moves naturally for him to get another for the second yellow. Now towards the corner pocket. Top left, and then the other yellow going for the corner pocket. Now on the right. Depending on the angle in which you are watching. Natural of the ball, right ball moving towards the midway of the table. Taking no time to punish Ibra for moving the white ball not well enough for the black. While I was sharing the same house with him overnight, it is the most devastating moment that I have ever seen with this young man. Losing that money match in which Sakala had no right to come from 11-3 down and win, and yet he did win. Actually, it was the rest of 15. It ended 15-4, not 16-15. Imagine 11-3 down. $1,000 by then at stake. For now, it is twice the amount. An even stronger opponent who is having a 3-game cushion, and yet the game is growing even older. This one will be a very important session, a very important quarter of the match, especially for Ibra. It is the session he should use to try and make his intention clear, to make his kind of play purposeful, to put Caesar under pressure. to drain the energy out of Caesar's fans by Ibra himself winning a series of games to try and make them a little bit hopeless, not in a bad way, but to lose hope. Outside of that, he is playing inside the Caesar's jaws. And thank you for watching. Hans Rugari, watching from Lusaka in Zambia, patron of the Uganda national pool team. The pool cranes, also head of marketing at the All Africa Pool Championships. A guy that has connected the entire Africa himself, ensuring that the membership of the AAPA grows from 3 in 2019 when he became marketing manager to now about 15, having the All Africa Pool Championships grow bigger and bigger and bigger with each passing event. And hopefully both Ibra and Caesar will always be part and parcel of that episode for as long as they are shooting as well as they are right now. But that will not be one of the good shots that Ibra is displaying in this competition today. Lot of focus was on the movement of the white ball. He ended up missing out on the more critical part of the shot, that is getting his ball potted. Advantage Caesar. The three games Caesar has been winning have been frames that have been stolen away from the jaws of Ibra. The last frame was exactly so. This one may be exactly the same. A little bit difficult, a shot here. White ball is tricky. White ball was tricky. Caesar was just a little bit lucky. It would have been worse for him. There are two options of the white ball getting potted, either direct or off Ibra's yellow. He ended up a little bit lucky. Has got sight of one of his reds. The way he's playing seems he has the confidence to try and pot that red ball. The kind of shot that is normally done when these players are playing penalties after drawing in some of the tournament regulations, and he faces the same shot in a tournament and gets it wrong. Advantage of the match with money at stake, and yet Caesar becomes increasingly more dangerous the closer he gets to the money, the more he smells money. He's one of his first managers, Hans Rugari, did nickname him the tax man, because he thought that Caesar was always taxing his opponents like he could do here if he wins this game, collecting tax from Ibra. But for that shot that has just ended by Caesar, it was as if the tax collector has momentarily become the tax defaulter. A neutral fan may want this game to go to the wire. We'll want Ibra to win a series of games such that we have something like 2020. It will become even more interesting if Ibra finds a way of winning this one, because tomorrow's match will be bigger. Maybe the biggest of them all in the Trilogy. You cannot get a better snooker than that one. Caesar can't see his red, and yet seeing it would almost guarantee a foul, which was always guaranteed even before the shot was played. Advantage Ibra. Could play any of the yellows or the black, depending on what his mind gives him for the free shot. Just to give himself comfort as he plays, he may opt to play Caesar's red dead. Maybe decides it's not worth it. He's playing as if he has one shot, but he will be good to go. I like how he normally uses the nearing ball as white ball for the next shot. This time he doesn't need the white ball to contact the black at all. He gets a shot that is pretty much straight. To try and put that black to the corner pocket, which he does, and does so easily, and comes right now within only 2 games of Caesar. At one point Caesar led 4 games. Now it is only 13 for Caesar and 11 for Ibra. It is anybody's game, this one. Attempt of another green apple. In terms of green apples, both of these players, I would say, have not delivered so far. Only 3 of them in this competition, 2 for Ibra and 1 for Caesar. In terms of red ones, we have had 8 for a piece. A big likelihood of another green apple in this one. Most especially when this guy that is nicknamed Scorpion is the guy that is in play. Most of the times leading at this stage. And how about that? Most likely move leftwards. Just like that, just like that. Well, I'm not so sure that will do. The white ball is too close to Ibra's red for Caesar's liking. There is a black just next door. He's going for the diagonal shot to the corner pocket. It won't come easy. With these players, it's always possible. Aiming for the pocket on the top left. Here he goes. Here he goes. Not easy, but possible. Sometimes you just wonder what you can do better than you are doing when you are an opponent of this guy. Because at least for this third, the little problem that Caesar will be having in his attempt for clearness is that yellow, which is almost touching the black. But yet he seems to have gotten white ball for. The third quarter is seemingly the fastest of them all so far. A match where clearly the break is the big difference between these players today. Just the break, just this shot. In this one yellow is potted, and yet the yellows are clearly positioned better. And yet he has 1 yellow to pot, at least the one to the corner pocket closest to your screen on the right. The table is closed. Caesar is playing yellows. Moving the white ball a big distance, which clearly he didn't want. Probably the yellow was intercepted by Ibra's reds now, to Caesar's disliking. He has now work to do to try and score another green apple, which will only be the third for him in the match, a 5th overall, but a 13th in terms of red and green apples for both players combined. For once, Caesar is scared of going for it, going for another apple. For once, just for once, the other side of Caesar. These 3 matches are a big test of both of these players. But given the score for yesterday's game and the current score right now, they are a big test now for Ibra. Because the more this game drags on like this, the more likely that Caesar could most definitely end up winning. Making Saturday's game do or die stuff for Ibra. Who, by the way, for both of these players, full amount of money for all of the 3 races has already been handed in. Therefore, win or lose for Ibra or Caesar tonight, there will be nowhere to hide. They have to play the 3rd race on a Saturday. And then after, bound Ibra as he proceeds with an attempt of a single clearance. Is bound for the National Open Championship of the Polo Station of Uganda Grand Finals mid-November. Bound for Lusaka, Zambia. 1 week later for the Billiards Cafe Double Elimination Competition. Bound for Nairobi, Ngong Road for the Grand Michana Open Championship with $5,000 where he will participate as defending champion. There was even an attempt by his management team to have him for the ultimate pool stop at Marrakesh, Morocco, but the gestation period for Moroccan visa is quite long for him to start right now. But how about such beautiful shots being watched for a small pay, getting the continent and beyond entertained to the maximum? Can't afford to miss, has to make big spin on the white ball following the red top spin. I'm not so sure that will do. The intention was clear. Use white ball to open up that pocket which has Caesar's yellow occupying, and yet there is the crucial black ball right behind. There was no luck. And this seems like right now advantage is Caesar, because even if Ibra puts the red ball to the center pocket as expected, and yet even the expectation comes short. This is what is called living dangerously, most especially when your opponent is this guy donning the cream t-shirt dubbed the Advanced Talent Agency. He simply plays his only would-be bad ball in space The same shot that has an effect of snookering Ibra, daring him to foul. In a situation where I think even Ibra finding his red is not enough. Yes, he finds it. As long as he doesn't pot, it is still him playing in Caesar's jaws. And by Caesar opening up the pocket that does have the black ball, that did have the black ball, because it's now past tense. Very clear. He has only one thing in his mind: finish his yellow game in his current visit of the Thames in this match. Again, Caesar shows up his other side as a player, that he can be technical and tactical. Doesn't have to necessarily pot for the sake of potting. I'm not so sure that Ibra is totally snookered. What I'm sure of is that he doesn't have the white ball, which he would have wanted to have. And in situations like this, it is the player that has the biggest amount of balls on the table that is having the game in their control. In this case, the 4 yellows are for Caesar. There comes Ibra. For a time, I thought Caesar's little bit of complacency failing to snooker Ibra completely was just about to be utilized by Ibra, but it was not enough in terms of how Ibra took advantage. Caesar will have another chance, I think, to play snooker. Simply play his yellow ball that is next to the nearest to the black ball in space, moving the white ball towards the bottom end of your viewing area. I think he doesn't want to listen to me. Not that he's supposed to listen to me. Not that he's even listening to me. Not that I even said the right thing. Entertaining his gliding. He's having now a smell of the money. Sometimes the things that he does become so predictable, especially when you watch him as many times I do. All right. Now that is beauty. The ordinary player would have gone for the center pocket. The Caesar is not the ordinary player, goes for the corner pocket because it was giving him better chance of getting white ball for the black, which was gotten so accurately. It is now 16 for Caesar and 11 for Ibra. As we stand, as the statistics shortly get relayed on your screen by our statistics team, it is 6 dry breaks by Ibra, for Ibra and Caesar respectively. 2 green uppers apiece. The difference between themselves has been in terms of fouls and dry breaks right now. 4 dry breaks by Caesar, 6 dry breaks by Ibra. That is 2 games difference, and 3 fouls by Ibra, and yet only 1 foul by Caesar. Another dry break is seemingly about to be punished by another clearance by Caesar. And how about that for a gliding movement of the white ball? The spin effect on it had not to be affected by interception of Caesar's white by Ibra's red up against the black and misses. And I think finally Caesar commits a foul that is at least granting Ibra opportunity to pull another one back. It is only the second time that Caesar is potting the white ball in the match out of 27 games played, compared to the 3 times that Ibra has potted the white ball in the match, excluding the 2 times that he has potted the same white ball on the break, making a total of 5 fouls by Ibra. And yes, 5 fouls by Caesar. With the little difference being that the majority of Ibra's fouls have been on the break. The majority of Caesar's fouls have been right during play. No prizes for getting what's about to come next. It is the little magician now with a big task. I want to think that's even bigger than the task he did have yesterday at this time of the match. 5 games down. Now 4 games down. Pretty much 4. There we go. It is now 12 for Ibra and 16 for Caesar, making a total of 28 games played. We are away. First half time, we have actually played more than 2/3 of the match. If we are to take it to the decider, after 2 games, we shall be having another 5-minute break, and then we return for the last bit of action of this second session of the Trilogy. 2 Ugandans, pretty much around the same age. Ibra 1 year older, if not months, at 25. Caesar at 24. Taking down each other. Ibra became a recognized player, a top player, way before Ibra. By 2016, Ibra was very respected, although very young. Caesar was never known outside of his village, but by 2018, Caesar had made a mark in Kampala. By 2020, he had started making a claim to being Uganda's best player, something that he has gotten without a shadow of a doubt today. Getting it off amongst other players, Ibra. Dry break from Caesar. Again. In a match that so far having the separation of the players, especially in scores, by the break and the foul shot so far. I believe you're watching. Thank you for watching today. Swali and Ssejemba, I believe that you are watching. Last time I checked, I saw your account being activated for today. Little shots that are so significant for Caesar. Each game that he can win is putting Ibra's situation even in more danger. What will Ibra do here? For a recovery, and unfortunately, he does the exact opposite. He puts the white ball, he fouls. The interesting bit is that all fouls that have been committed in this match, either on the break or during play, have been one and exactly the same. It has been the white ball being potted. There has been no foul like playing the wrong ball or playing ball that doesn't reach the cushion or any of those other ways that are standard black ball fouls. And how well will Caesar try to move this cushion to the right end of the table. Fans say that's enough. He can decide to choose either of the two yellows to start with. Starts with the one in the center. A simple roll of the same ball. White ball moving towards that point where you can see the black ball. Just like that. That will do. Goes for the same pocket. I thought he would simply use red as support to try and put black ball to the corresponding corner pocket. Decides to have both balls to the same corner pocket and wins another. It is now with $2,000 at stake. Caesar is wasting no time every time he's given a chance, even if it is half an opportunity. This one will be game number 18 out of 30 in what is becoming right now a dominant display of pool by Caesar in compared to his opponent. Up against black, out of 30 games, a very respectable 18th is being won by the Scorpion here, courtesy of a red apple. At least it seems like from the time break. I always like to say that the player who comes back after the time break, winning the first game, may have gotten the better team talk from their respective management team. And it seems this one will be Ibra. Right from the break. On to the black. White seems safe. And yes, he puts, yes, he pulls one back. He is leaving dangerously, but at least pulls one back. Keeps himself alive. Trying to put himself a little bit in confident mode. Try to silence Caesar's fans. Try to put Caesar under pressure. Do the little things, win one game at a time, and maybe lower the gap, lower the deficit, and before you know, we could have a game on. It is not over. Like they say, it is never over until it's over. And yet in the meantime, our technology team is done in terms of providing you a facility to lessen your video resolution. Look at your video at the right corner. The icon that pops up on the right bottom corner, the one for settings. Select the quality of the video that you want. You can lower the resolution in order to spend less data while watching. The same way most of you normally do it on YouTube. Go to the settings of the video, the icon that pops up on the bottom right corner. for settings, and then you can select quality. Then there is auto, then there is 360 and more. You can select as low as you want. Of course, it will be less sharp images, but similar to social media, those that are surely affordable by all pool lovers. You can also go to the Bet Live option on the ATA homepage. Then you try and predict the winners of all of the matches, including yesterday. You probably did predict yesterday. And then today, those of you who have not yet predicted it, then tomorrow, one of you will win $300. So when the matches are done, it will be a live draw if many people predict the right score for all of the 3 matches. But you can simply choose to predict who will win, most especially this match and tomorrow's match if you already predicted yesterday's match. If you get all 3 correct, one of the people who will predict all 3 correct will definitely win $300 irrespective of your country of viewing. Ibra again. All right. As if he's kind of possessed, this guy right now. He is playing like a possessed person. Maybe he cares less now. He knows that he is having a big deficit. He knows that Caesar is the overwhelming favorite to win. He's deciding just to play his game, and it's something that could work out for him in his favor. If he can win 2 games with 2 single visit clearances, Caesar will think, hey, maybe this is not yet done and dusted. And maybe it could bring him under a little bit of pressure. This one will look even better as a clearance than the previous one that Ibra did win on Caesar. In this very last quarter of the match, perfect way to draw the white ball backwards. It moved a little bit further than he would have fancied, but he will be still okay. And there we go. And there we are. 18. It is again 18-14. Caesar is 3 games away from the victory. Ibra is 4 games away from Caesar. It's been all Ibra since the start of this 4th quarter. Less than a quarter of this match is left to be played. Tomorrow these guys will be resting, and then they conclude the series on Saturday. Yes, another dry break from Caesar. The break has not been good at all for both of these players, by the way. If it were showcasing how well to break a game, tonight wouldn't be the right time to showcase. Lots of dry breaks and foul breaks. It is that aspect of the game which today has demonstrated that both have areas where to work on clearly. By the way, I don't think after playing with these Caesar thrice, irrespective of the result, that Ibra's call for action against players from Africa will stop. He is having interest in moving south to Zimbabwe, taking on whoever holds a Zimbabwean passport and is willing and able to stake against him. So get in touch. Maluva Eshka Sakala. Even Mr. Apple Arena will do, and I'm talking of But what is being done here is Ibra attempting following the yellow, but not to the pocket, not to the center pocket, of course, but to yellow ball to the bottom end of the table, the one closest to your screen, the end closest to your screen. Right now, the end. Actually, he goes for a much different shot. He's snookered him, taking note of all the statistics for using the word cheating when using a YouTube. It is a yellow ball putted on the break. It is a generally good break because the split of the balls is fair enough, most especially the reds, because the yellows do have that small bit of problem at that center pocket closest to your screen where we have one yellow packed by but frozen against the cushion. The rest are seemingly okay. It is the reason why Caesar is selecting to go for the reds, trying to get another green up for himself, trying to come within one game of the victory. A game that has seen us lots of brilliant clearances, but also not lots, but a few unforced errors from both players. A game that has seen how not yet there both of these players are, most especially in terms of the break. Yes, many of the times both of them have been clearing the table quite well, but any top player will be looking at how well they've been breaking or how badly they've been breaking generally, and will be thinking that maybe I can take on one of these guys. Ever closer, ever more ambitious. Caesar can sense the smell of money in his sight. Maybe in his proximity. I'm not so sure that smell can be seen. What can be seen is the fact that Caesar is closer to a 20th, which will make him closest to the magic figure of 21 in his quest to win a second consecutive money match against Ibrahim Ssejemba here at Climax Bar in Kampala. You will suspect the need to put both red and black to the same pocket, which is the kind of white ball he plays, which is the perfection with which he plays that very important shot. Caesar against the black for the 20th time out of 35 games. He regains a 5-game cushion, but most importantly, Caesar is 1 game away. It is a dry break. Caesar's breaks, Caesar's fans starts to count from 41 to 40. Their signature anthem when Caesar is about to make a clearance that will normally win him a long-awaited match, sometimes a long-awaited tournament. They are having a field day here at Climax. Of all their opponents that they have in Uganda, they are trying to take down the same opponent for a second time in a second consecutive day. Caesar facing an open table, but crucially for himself, facing an opportunity to become $2,000 richer in the second consecutive night. And that is how he closes the table, playing the yellows. One, two, three, four, five yellows now. In my opinion, a tricky looking game, especially that yellow which is touching the red near that top end of your screen. His little shots are an attempt to open up that actual yellow. The white ball is so close to that yellow for Caesar's liking. He will have his mind all around that ball. If he finds a way of potting using the white ball to open up that yellow ball which is frozen against the red, he will think that he will be home and dry. A frame that will not only mean victory, not only mean more money, but also Ssejemba Ibra to the second consecutive defeat with the same exact score that it was exactly 24 hours ago. It is easier said than done. This is not an easy win for any player, even if that player is Caesar. And I'm talking about this kind of clearance. I'm not so sure that the yellow ball is passable to the corner pocket, top right. But there he goes, trying to put it off the red and gets the shot all wrong. Advantage for Ibra at least to play again in this frame and indeed in this match. And if you came to climax bar right now, you will not get anywhere to sit. The place has filled up, not as fast as it was yesterday, but at the end of the day, it is now a fun fair. One set of fans right now completely silent as their player rotates and inspects the table, trying to win 6 games in a row. Another set of fans are anticipating and expecting and rooting for victory. He will take all the time he has in the world, Ibra, because he knows that losing this frame is a loss of 2,000 US dollars. That is the beauty of the cushion and of the yellow. The beauty of television replays. We need to look at that one again. Look at that. That one is one of those ones which I'm sure you would gladly watch for a pay. Ibra making one of the better clearances of the match at a time when he's shooting pretty much desperately. He can no longer afford to miss a shot, can no longer afford to lose a game. Losing a game, fouling. We need to have a replay scene of the moment that is most likely winning for a second time in 2 days. 2,000 US dollars for Caesar Chandiga against the same player in Ibrahim Ssejemba. Most likely with the same score of 21-20. Still 21-15. It is still 20-15, but he seems home and dry. Very unlikely that he will ever allow you to return to the table when you give him a chance with only 3 balls on the table and with 2 shots. A cue ball in hand. A chance to play a free shot. And then follow it up with a clearance of 3 yellows and a black, which will be an opportunity to get some pride, to make his fans happy and his management team. And yet this time, it is not enough. One of those very rare times that 2 shots are in a large part misused by Caesar. Nonetheless, doesn't give the white ball away so cheaply. Ibra will need a very sharp cut of the red ball. And hopefully get a good white ball for the black. The pot is off. As if it was well scripted that both of the matches between Ibra and Caesar here at Climax will end 21-15. Whatever Ibra is doing in this frame is not really coming to pass in his favor. Caesar has a chance once again to take down Ibrahim Ssejemba, to try and avenge the 3 defeats that Ibra did inflict on him in small races to 5 in 3 consecutive weekly comps that did happen over a space of 2 weeks in this concluding month. Caesar playing his penultimate shot to make Moyo happy, to make Gulu proud, to make much of Kampala happy, to make much of Southern Africa happy. As the fans start to chant his name up against the black, most especially for the very last time, not just in this frame but also in the match in its entirety, Caesar versus the black for the victory, for the center pocket,